Hey guys. Now today's topic is actually quite serious. It's not something we talk about every day. Also because I've come across somebody that's actually suffering from heavy depression, so I thought I'd make a video on people living with depression and the people that don't understand what depression actually is. Now, it's a serious issue. It's a very serious issue. Depression is. People don't realize how serious it is. Though, something I always talk to my friend about, that we actually try and have a smile about it, because most of us, when we hurt on our shoulder, on our leg, we like to show off. If you see most of the celebrities, especially, and I'm sure they made the trend become even more for teenagers and stuff. So when we're hurt on our arm, shoulder, anywhere below here, basically, it becomes a trend. They make you sign, friends and stuff come and sign on the plaster, bandage, and everything. It's it's a fashion trend nowadays. But as soon as somebody's got a problem above here, you don't want to talk about it. You want to get into a dark room, and I'm sorry, I'm not actually smiling. I know that's probably being noticed, but I'm not. It's one of those things. As soon as somebody has a problem above here, in a dark room, stressed, depressed, as if life is finished, they don't want to talk about it, it's embarrassing, they're shy, ashamed. But the question is, why? As soon as somebody has a neurological, psychological problem, why is it a problem to talk about it? Why is that not something to show off? Why can't someone just go up to their friends and say, hey, I'm depressed. What can we do about it? Or can you guys actually talk about it? Can I talk about it with you guys? Why can't that be something similar to how we get signed on our bandage and everything, plasters? People, there are a lot of people who get crutches and they fake walking as if they're hurt. There are people who put on bandages for no reason. They're not hurt, cut, or anything, but they put it on, just want to show off. So mostly, I know youngsters, what they do is they put it on their fist so they can go to school, college, or something and say, oh, I punched someone up yesterday. It's hurting my knuckle. I've seen it all. I've seen it all, people doing. But as soon as it comes to somebody being hurt inside the head, it's all about inside the head. As soon as somebody's hurt inside the head, they don't want to talk about it. They will hide it as much as they can. Now, even I was talking to somebody, well, he's a friend of mine, he's a doctor in Royal London Hospital, and he was saying the same thing. You know, we get a lot of patients. As soon as they have neurological problem, they're like, oh, I have depression. They kind of whisper it out and stuff. They don't want people to hear, just in case. So how do we solve the problem? How do we come out of that darkness? Now, before I go into that, I know a lot of people will say, oh, why are you talking about it? You're not a doctor, you're not qualified, etc. I can talk about it, and you can talk about it too, and everyone else can talk about it, and we all need to talk about it. I may not be a doctor, I may not be certified, but I can talk about it because I've been through this issue and I can understand it more than even a doctor. The doctor can find you the right medication, not the exact solution, because the doctor hasn't been through depression. He knows the symptoms, he knows the medication, he doesn't know the exact solution. So that's what people need to get clear. They can give you medication to overcome the pain or stuff like that, but they won't be able to make you come out of it unless you want to come out of it yourself. So I can definitely say I understand. I've been through depression myself, and I can tell you it's not a nice place to be. And you can't. I would never criticize anybody. I would never take the mick out of anybody, because I know how it feels. Even though when I wasn't in depression, I still never took the mick out of anybody. But it's not a nice place to be. So living with a depression is not a nice thing for anybody. But the other day I watched a video online. Some lady, sorry, I don't know her name. Some lady jumped off about 16th floor or something. She was pregnant, and she jumped off, killed herself, finished. Why? Apparently her mother was pregnant with her husband. So basically her mother was having an affair. It's a nasty thing to even talk about. But knowing your mother is having an affair with your husband, I'm sure I can't even, that I can, I'm definitely sure I can say I don't know what that lady was going through, but it wasn't a nice place to be also. But again, that's not the solution to give your life up because of someone else's fault. She should have punished that guy. She should have come out in the open. Okay, fair enough, she didn't want to. She must have felt insecure, or people probably would have picked on her all her life, or picked on her child if she was to give birth. Even if she was to beat the guy up, take his life. He's the one, he's the culprit. He's the one who's done wrong. He doesn't deserve to live. I'm not saying she should have, but those were other things that because she's completely innocent. She didn't need to do that. She must have been a nice person for to be able to, come on, vulnerable people go through these things, and a lot of men and women take advantage of them kind of people. But giving your life is not the option. I was watching Kids on the Edge the other day on BBC or ITV. There's little kids who want to self-harm themselves. This little girl, she keeps on cutting her arm. She just keeps on cutting herself. Now, she shouldn't be out on the loose anyways. She should be put in a hospital or special care and taken care of. I'm not saying she should be locked up or anything, no, but she needs special care. But most kids become like that because a lot of the parents actually let their kids loose too much. They give them too much freedom, no discipline, nothing. So kids end up doing anything they want, and they do. Some of them do these things to get whatever they want or get things their way. And some kids just get a habit. So she must have just got a habit of doing it once after another. It's just something she probably caught up with. But these are the things that we have in nowadays. So we all need to take a stand and we need to solve this. But I want to say, if you are depressed, the only way you can come out of it is you have to think of it that way, that you're suffering because of someone done something to you, someone said something to you, some situations happened, even if it's your fault or not, but that does not mean you go through depression. You've got to come out of it. If it's someone else's fault, don't beat yourself up for it. Go and talk to someone, and believe me, I know what I'm saying. Go and talk to somebody that you trust, that will understand you, and it will refresh you like a new person. Once you get things out of your chest, it'll be a new you. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody, even if you trust them, the best solution that I can tell you with my own experience, the best solution, go out there, talk to a complete stranger who doesn't know you. So you know they can't talk about you to someone you know. They can't put the words around or anything. Talk to a complete stranger. Take everything out of your chest. When you come home, go to sleep, and when you wake up, and then message me and tell me how you feel. I guarantee you it will be new you. So I think it's something we need to talk about. I will do another video on this with all the information and everything. But in the meantime, you do need help, and the only way you can get help is help yourself. I'm not gonna tell you go and see a doctor, go and do this, go. The only way you can help yourself is you need to come out of it strong. You need to help yourself more than anybody else helping you. I was just looking at something. Let me just, before I go, actually, I just want to make sure I give you guys the definition. Symptoms of what are the signs of depression. Get help, volunteer, support. Depression Alliance, or no, rethink mental illness. Now, depression is feeling of severe despondency and dejection. Like I was saying, because of someone, you feel dejection, basically. Self-doubt creeps in, and that swiftly turns to depression. Symptoms: melancholy, misery, sadness, unhappiness, sorrow, woe, gloom, gloominess, dejection, downheartedness, despondency, dispiritedness, low spirit, heavy-heartedness, moroseness, discouragement, despair, desolation, moodiness, pessimism, hopelessness. Yeah, a long and severe recession in an economy of market, the depression in the housing market, slump, decline, downturn, slow down, down still. Depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest, also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression. It affects how you feel, think and behave, and can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. Now, there are so many things and so many different ways people explain, and there are so many ways you can define depression, and there's only one way you can come out of it, is you to help yourself. Just wake up in the morning and say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to let this depression take over me anymore. I'm going to come out of it. And I'm not going to say like other people, you know, go out there, talk to people, socialize. Yeah, you should, but first of all, you need to get your head straight. You need to stop thinking of what happened or why you're depressed. Let it go, and move on. There are better people out there. There are better things out there. We're not thankful enough to God for the way we are. I believe I've got a good, decent, medium body. I'm not so thin, I'm not so built or anything, but I am happy with my body. My legs working fine, my arms working fine, you know, my head's working fine. I can see, I can hear, I can talk, I can walk, I can run. And if I was still depressed about how a relationship broke, how somebody treated me, how somebody is behaving with me, you know what? To hell with me if I was to still be. Do you know one thing? Even my family members sometimes find it surprising. Even on the most heated moments, I smile because I've come to learn how lucky I am to be normal. If you're depressed and you're thinking, you know what, you're not being thankful enough to God that He's made you normal. Think about those people. Unfortunately, they're either born or become disabled. They don't either have an eye, ear, mouth, nose. Some people don't have legs, some people don't have arms. Think, they're the ones who should be depressed, and I guarantee you most of them ain't depressed. They aren't depressed. They live in a happy life because they've accepted themselves, and they don't let anything affect them. So you having a complete of yourself, and you're still gonna be depressed because someone or some situation or something. Shame on you. I'm not trying to put you down or anything. I'm sorry, I'm not. But I'm saying you should be thankful for a perfect life. Yeah, we all don't have a perfect life, as in, you know, some of you may not have a job or perfect life partner or whatever it is. I didn't have a job for a long time, and trust me, that's not a nice place to be. I wasn't in a relationship for at least 4 years after my last relationship broke, and believe me, I found a person she means the world to me. Only I know how much I appreciate her, though she thinks I don't, but only I know how much I appreciate her because we both stand by each other no matter what. So I am thankful, and believe me, I'm not the happiest person in the world for the way everything's going for me, because there are so many things that's not going right for me. But I'm not gonna get into a dark room and start being depressed about it. Do you know, you start getting headaches, migraines and stuff like that once you do that. But no matter how hard the situation is, how big the problem is, if you keep smiling, you'll see how much of a difference it makes in your life. Believe me, I'm telling you, come and have an argument with me one day and watch how I start smiling. You can't argue with me after that, because that's the difference I make on people nowadays. Even when somebody wants to argue with me or anything, I just start smiling. I'll be apologetic. I know back in the days, if someone wanted to argue with me, I'll throw the first punch before they even think of throwing a punch. But this is how life is. Sometimes you have to understand. And I try and make the most use of what I have right now, the knowledge I have right now. And this is why I'm doing this video. A lot of people, I'm sure, used to laugh at me, or I'm doing the video, oh, he's doing a YouTube video, that's funny, man, how could he be doing a video? You know what, dude, I don't give a crap, because you ain't making a difference in my life. You ain't feeding me, you ain't doing nothing for me. So for me to get affected by you thinking I'm doing a video, do you know what, this video, if one person watches it and if that can make a difference to their life, that's something I'm doing. You can't do that. So this is why I say depression is something you let someone affect you. You let something affect you. That's what depression is. Don't let that ever happen. Don't let anything affect you. So I know some people that know me, they think, oh, he's never done a video and now he's doing YouTube videos and stuff. You know what? It's something I like doing. I don't care what you think. I will do what I like doing, because you're not doing nothing for me. So you're nobody to comment on me or what I'm doing or what I should do, what I shouldn't do. I will do what I like doing. I'll do what makes me happy. So people that are depressed, trust me, I've been there and I know how it feels. I've been in that room for quite a few years, and it's not a nice place. I shouldn't have, now I'm thinking. But if you do need any advice, any kind of help or anything, comment down below or private message me, and believe me, I will do anything I can do to help. Actually, do message me, because that will make a difference, trust me. I won't explain it now, but trust me, I will make a huge difference. So if you do have any problems, or if you think you're having some kind of issues or whatever it is, trust me, I can help. So anyways, thumbs up for the video if you think it's helpful. Comment down below and do subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video. I will do another one though, hopefully with all the details and information. Be happy until then.